In the United States and everywhere in the world, there are many cultural misunderstandings and differences anywhere you go. Um, I've had a few small ones, but no personal major cultural misunderstandings, and many of them were just small, and I've traveled the country a bunch, and that's just what I realized. Um, I'm going to first talk about a couple of things out of the book that I thought were important. Um, a few things that really come into play with social or with cultural misunderstandings and differences that I think are important are social class, gender, and race. That seems to be a few of the main reasons for cultural misunderstandings a lot of times. Um, I think the trick mainly is to be patient, and other people are going to be patient with you. And if you respect other people, they're going to respect you back. I think that's really the best way to get around cultural differences. One of the main things is that really also inhibits cultural communication is cultural norms, especially like one thing that you think would be fine in your area where you live. If you go a couple states away, it's going to be possibly completely different, and they may be offended by just something really small that you think was perfectly fine, and you won't even realize it until they say something. And another thing, before you go somewhere, the book mentioned, and I think is good, maybe do a little research and kind of figure out what you're going to be getting into with your cultural differences, just so that you can understand what they mean and make it so they can understand you better. Like I said, I've never had any major cultural difference or misunderstanding, but a few small ones traveling the country. The first place I'm going to start is New York. We've been there a few times, and every time I really like New York, and it's a very business-oriented area, and very fast-paced, and people are just always busy, and every time we go there, it's just the same way. And the first time we went there, we asked directions just walking down the street. We asked directions from a man, and he just kind of acted like he didn't really want to talk to us, and just kind of tried to help us, and just he finally said that he just didn't have time. And we asked a few other people, and everybody was just so busy they didn't have time to talk to you. I mean, that's not true of everybody, but the majority of the people, it seemed like, were very busy and needed to get where they had to go. One of the other things in the South I've found when visiting, I play baseball down there a lot. When you talk to baseball coaches or really anybody, they expect you to say like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. And they're very formal, kind of with respect for elders and just everybody in general also. And I was taught the same thing, but it's different, completely different expectations in the South than it is maybe in the North or in other parts of the country. One of the other places we went was the West. We've been all over the West, Northwest, Southwest. We went to Yellowstone and Yosemite, and it's very interesting, completely different culture though. It's slow-paced, and everybody's kind and friendly, and they just live kind of peaceful lives, and they're talkative, and they're really just nice, kind people. And we were taking a horseback riding trip in Yellowstone, actually, and everybody was just told stories about their whole lives of just horseback riding and hiking and biking and canoeing and all this different stuff throughout their whole lives. And the one guy was just went and talked to us for a long time about just all the different things he had done throughout his life. And you find this with not just those few people, but with everybody out there. So it's just not a couple of people, it's everybody. One of the next places that we went was Hawaii, and it's really a great place. It's very culturally diverse, but everybody also gets along just as one. So it's really quite nice, and everybody's friendly, it's peaceful, and they kind of just live a live and let live attitude. And people maybe that here would be considered cultural, like outcasts possibly. Like there's a guy on the beach there that just sat there all day, kind of maybe a beach bum, like anywhere else in the United States, but there he was considered just a regular person, and he made lays all day, and just if it was considered natural in Hawaii, there's a lot of people that do that there. Everybody was really friendly with him, and they came up and bought the stuff he had and talked with him. And some maybe around here, they would have been kicked off of a beach or something like that, but not in Hawaii. There's a lot of people that just are like that. And it's really nice, actually. And these are all of my cultural experiences throughout my life, traveling countries. I really enjoy traveling the country because of all the cultural differences. It's just really neat to see everything, and it's just very interesting. Thank you.